Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tracy with TR's Tarot Talk 1111. I'm here to do the zodiac reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and all cross watchers. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If this resonates with you, then make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the wiggly bell. Tonight, every new moon and full moon, as long as life doesn't get in the way, we always do a manifestation live show, live broadcast. And so I'm going to be going tonight for the new moon in Sagittarius. And so if this resonates and you like the way I read, you might want to join us tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're not new to the channel, you're returning viewers, I love you guys. You are my love tribe. We've got each other's backs over here. We're a small channel, but we are mighty. And I think God keeps the riffraff out, right? Those who are not in a vibrational space that we are in. And therefore, we're not as big as some other channels, but I attract and you attract. You attracted me and I attracted you because we are on the same journey, or we are, important to each other's journey. So over here on TR's Tarot Talk, I always teach. I consider myself to be a twin flame ascension coach, but I'm also an oracle. And I am helping those people who need guidance on their spiritual awakening. And usually it's through some kind of a romantic or relationship status, whether it's you with another person or you with yourself or with your family. But I teach through relationships. It's kind of like my thing. Okay, so anyhow, I set my intentions, Virgo, for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and all cross watchers in love, connection, relationships, romance, and healing. Okay, there should always be a healing message in any of the messages that I bring. So we're going to do that, but I do have a few announcements to make. I would like to say thank you and ask you guys to, in the comments section, say thank you to Stephanie and Kavita and my niece, who I don't want to put her name out there because I didn't ask her permission, quite frankly. So anyhow, Season of the Witch Yule Oracle was donated by Stephanie. It's specific to the winter Yule. So we are using that in the month of December. And Kavita donated the Soul's Journey Lessons card by James Van Prague. I am so very, very grateful for you guys. My niece gave me the Muse Tarot, and I'm getting to know it. It's got such beautiful artwork, guys. So we're going to be using those. I have dog-eared a page here, because as I was shuffling, you had 3 cards come out in that deck, and I was going to put them back in and reshuffle, and Spirit said, no, this is important. So I took all 3, which means this might be a little more lengthy than some of the other videos, which all are lengthy here on my channel. So that's my announcement. We have new decks we're working with. Also, I'm running a special from December 1st to January 2nd. It's a holiday special. If you'd like to book your own personal private reading, or if you'd like to give one as a gift for the holidays, in the description box below is all the directions. You would want to purchase it. It's $70 instead of $100. My readings are very in-depth. They usually go from 45 minutes to like an hour, hour and a half. They're very in-depth, and I'm generous with my time. I normally charge $100, but for the holidays, I've reduced it by $30. So if you're interested, everything you need to book a private reading or to gift one for the holiday is in the description box below. Also, tonight, I already told you, tonight we're going live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our manifestation candle service. Remember, it is eclipse season, which is usually, it goes out about 6 months. And so we're going to be I'm going to bring a channeled message, because I channel Spirit. I'll bring a channeled message from Spirit, and we will toss cards for the collective, for light workers or people that resonate with being here with a mission. and for the twin flames. Okay, that all will be covered tonight. My last, but not least, announcement is, as always, there will be extended versions of these readings, these zodiacs, over in my Patreon, which is also linked in the description box below. And so if the reading is resonating and you haven't yet joined, it's only $4.44 a month, less than a cup of high-end coffee. And you get all the extendeds, and you get anywhere from 1 to 3, sometimes more, sometimes less, but you always get 1 to 3 exclusive content per week over in Patreon. Now, some of you that are already in Patreon, you may be saying, well, Tracy, we haven't gotten that the last couple of weeks. That's because I had COVID. I was very sick. My son was sick. We were very blessed. It was mild compared to most, but it was still miserable. And so, also, if you resonate with being a twin flame and you want to join Patreon, I have created a community over there of all twins in the 1111 tier. Hopefully, the only people joining there are those who resonate with being twin flames or think they might be, and they've been on this wonky connection for a while. So, we've been dealing with a lot of separation and a lot of stagnant energy in the twin flame community. And so now things are going to be moving between now and like February, March. Spirit has channeled to me that there are going to be huge opportunities for a shift toward union energies. But we need to do our inner work. We need to do our shadow work. So if you resonate with being a twin flame, most of the content that I do for twins, there will be some here in YouTube, but most of it will be done over in Patreon, because I feel that YouTube is oversaturated with people who claim to be twin flame readers, and they're keeping people that are not in twin flame situations stuck in bad relationships or stuck energy. So I was guided by Spirit to create it so that you guys can exchange your information. You can make friends with one another. You can get direct guidance for twin flames over there. Okay. And that's in the description box. So now I'm going to bring you down to your reading because I talk way too much. I've been off of making videos for a couple of weeks because I was sick, and then Thanksgiving came. So a lot of announcements. All right, guys, your reading already started off with an anomaly. This chills card is the picture, almost. There's no tree in the back, but it's the picture of the cover of this book. And you had 3 cards come out. I shuffle, and when I shuffle, I have a incantation I do to clear out old energy, bring in fresh energy. And I pick it up and I drop it like this. And wherever it splits is where the message is. When I did that, it split and 3 cards popped out upright. And I was going to put them back in. I was like, oh, that was sloppy. I'm going to do it again. And I clearly heard, no, they need all 3 of these. So already you have something that you're being warned against, okay? Things are not as they appear. We're going to look into that. I don't know what your other oracles are yet. We're going to take them one at a time. We're going to pull this apart, and then we're going to go over to the Patreon and really take a deep, deep dive. All right, so we have things are not as they appear. On the back, it says, the lower the price of your love, the higher its value. That's unconditional love, right? Love cannot be bought. It cannot be sold. It is not earned. It is not given. Although that's the way we've been raised to believe, that you have to earn love, that you have to buy love, you have to do things to be worthy of love. Spirit is saying things are not as they appear, okay? You're being asked, and it says brain freeze, and this says chills, okay? So there's something that you are going to be triggered into old beliefs, old patterns, right? Of not, well, I'm not sure yet, to be honest, because you also got the telling stories. And I've had that in one of the other readings. I think it might have been Leo. And it's all about the stories we tell others and tell ourselves about who we are. And it's about being your biggest cheerleader and not being your worst critic. And it's also about being careful about what you say out into the universe, because you will manifest it. Okay. So things are not as they appear. This feels like a caution. And in the book, it talks about a caution, about trusting your intuition. Okay. So it feels like in the month of December, I'll know more when I open up more of your cards. But so far, it feels like there's a warning here that there might be some red flags that come up, and it might even come up in friendships because we have the gathering. But it very well can be romance, right, for some of you, or it could be both. But I set my intention for healing messages for relationships, love, romance, and connections. So it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be in your family circle. But we're going to take a look at your other messages and see if we can piece it or stitch it together into a story that makes sense, right? All right, so your first card out, or second card out, is envy. There you go. I'm feeling like it's in your friendship circles, for some of you. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. I want to say with different gifts, okay? We are all one. We are the same, but we bring our own unique energy, gifts, talents, and challenges to the table. Okay, things are not as they appear. So now we're going to break down these 3 cards, okay? So I want to go immediately to this chills card. It's a number 5. It's about challenges and change. 5s are all about challenges, obstacles, and change, okay? It says chills upon my flesh, okay? Goosebumps. Within the bones quivers a crawling, frozen in numbness. Shall I ignore or shall I bestow it? A frozen knowing looks back at thy soul. It's intuition, right? Then we have this gathering. Well, let me read from the book for the chills, okay? The key words are wake up call, awareness, and warning. It says your body is an intelligent being providing you with warning signs when you are in danger. Chills are one of these signs, and they warn you to seek shelter and warmth so that you do not freeze. Just like the body, your soul provides you with warning signs in the form of your intuition or the gut feeling that tells you something isn't right. Sacred soul, your awareness is needed now. You may be heading into a situation that can be avoided. There are red flags and clues that you have been ignoring. You may have felt the creepy feeling that something is off, but without proof, your ego tries to convince you that your feelings are misguided or premature. And that's the stories, telling stories. Your ego tells you fear-based stories, does not tell you the truth. It's trying to protect you, but it will tell you anything it needs to keep you safe, and sometimes to your own detriment. Okay? So you may have felt the creepy feeling that something's off, but without proof, your ego tries to convince you that your feelings are misguided, premature, stupid, right? Do not dismiss what you feel. There is still time to seek shelter from the cold before getting caught at night in the snow. That could be literal, guys. It's Christmas time, right? You could be caught out in the snow. Maybe a friend, maybe you have an argument with a friend or a group, and you get left behind. Maybe you rode someplace together, they get mad at you and they leave you there. It doesn't have to be literal. What it feels like is intuition about friendships or relationships, right? Gatherings. This is not one person. So far, I don't feel a romantic partner in this. Doesn't mean they're not there in the group. It just means this is more about a group of people possibly friends, family, social, right? But I'm going to look this one up. So this is a new deck, so I'm getting used to the energies. 69. Ooh, it's a number 69. Tracy's dirty mind goes to work. Gatherings, keywords, exchange, gifts, and festivity. See, it's the holidays. There could be something or someone in your family circle, in your friendship circle, while you're at a party, whatever, exchanging gifts, festivity. I don't know. There's a warning here. Things are not as they appear. You're supposed to trust your instincts. Doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, although it feels a little that way. It doesn't mean it has to be. This could be your fears, the stories you tell yourself. This could be you being afraid to open up and to exchange with friends and family or a significant other because of the inner dialogue, right? I'm going to read this one to you after I read this one. So, exchange, gifts, festivity is the key words. It says, for our ancestors, every day became a celebration of life. We have lost the drive for survival in this way. Today, social media and the hustle are our main priorities, so much so that it's easy to forget the joy of festivity and celebrate how precious life is. Times may be different than for our ancestors, but that doesn't mean times aren't hard for us too. Lean on your inner community for support. They are there to lift your spirits when you're down, to celebrate your wins, and to love you just because you exist. Unconditional love, guys. This card invites you to spend time with your community, call on your friends and family, or go out and build new relationships. Receiving this card is also a strong sign that 2 is better than 1. Partnerships are favored. 2 or more people will bring a much stronger chance of success for your situation. Additionally, this card tends to come to a reading when large gatherings such as weddings and births and holidays are imminent. This message is even more significant if you have pulled the merriment card, which we did not. We have telling stories. I told you this was going to be a longer reading because this seems to be important. Telling stories, 118. Keywords are truth and speaking up for yourself. Stories have been passed down through generations for millennia. Stories keep traditions alive, giving voice to loved ones past and teaching us valuable lessons to carry into adulthood. I'm already getting a message from that. Sometimes we are raised to believe certain traditions and belief systems about who we are. If you had a healthy upbringing, those are wonderful traditions. If you had a unhealthy upbringing, if you were raised by parents that were codependent or alcoholics or narcissists or controlling, whatever, then those stories are also part of what we tell ourselves, okay? So one of these lessons is the power of speaking your truth and knowing where you come from. There is power in what you say. And when you have pulled telling stories, you're being guided to be mindful of the words that you say out loud into the world. Are you using words to encourage people or to hurt people? Are you using words to encourage self or to hurt yourself? Do you speak of yourself and others with kindness and compassion? Or are the stories you tell full of low vibrational emotions like anger, jealousy, and sadness? Your words control more than you think. A compliment can change someone's day. An affirmation can remind you of a commitment you've made to yourself to change an outdated belief or an outdated story. And of course, there are the stories you tell about yourself. The words you say internally are just as important, or even perhaps more important, than the words you say out loud. This card guides you to speak to yourself with only self-love and self-worth. Phew. Okay. So keeping all of that in mind, what I want to say that I feel from this so far is be very careful when you're out with others about what you say. So you don't create gossip or create an obstacle that's going to harm you in the future. And the reverse of that is you may need to trust your intuition and listen to the stories that are being told, because in it will be a hint that will protect you from a future problem. Okay? It doesn't feel like love or romance yet. It feels like community. But it's very important for you to only speak truth. Don't gossip. And if others say things that hurt you, make sure that you have affirmations at the ready so that you don't fall into telling yourself those old lies. Okay? There is a warning here. I want to see what else comes out. So we've got deceit and envy. Yeah. I think there is one amongst you that cannot be trusted. You might be getting a message from spirit to watch your back. Envy, deceit, things are not as they appear. People could be gossiping about you, telling stories about you behind your back, but it's through envy and jealousy, right? The lower the price of your love, the more loving you are, the more unconditionally loving you are, the higher your value. And people see that and they become jealous. They see your worth. They see that you see your worth. Maybe you're telling a new story about yourself. And so they're a little jealous and envious and deceitful. So we have next, can you feel me? That's that chills, your intuition, right? Your feminine aspect is awakening. Feel the goddess energy inside you. She seeks acknowledgement and validation. New and wonderful things are coming into your life. Wake up and celebrate. Again, celebrations. I feel like you're being celebrated. People like to be around you. They feel there's a lot of people that really like you. And it's because you have had awakening. You have moved into this higher vibration. You're telling yourself new stories. You see your value and you've leveled up. And there's somebody, I don't know who. I'm going to look into it with the cards, but there's somebody who's jealous. And they're maybe possibly talking behind your back, trying to get people to not like you. Let's find out who this person is, Spirit. Let's take a look. Now, these next two cards, I want you to use your discernment, because so far I'm not seeing any romance. I'm seeing tribe. Some good, maybe one bad. Most good, one bad is what I'm feeling. Could be two, because remember, we're two. It talked about two. There could be two that are trying to sabotage you. But these are romantic cards. So for those of you, because this could be a totally separate message, it may not have anything to do with this, but I wanted to bring romance into it. So for those of you who are in a romantic situation or out there in the dating scene, we're going to take a look at that, but only use your discernment because it may or may not apply to everybody. Okay? It's a whole different vibe decks, two decks that are total different vibe than what I'm getting here. So what do we have? We have children. Your love life is being affected by children. That could be immature energy too. Maybe somebody's gossiping about you like a bunch of little kids, right? Very immature. I'm going to have to use tarot to get to the bottom of this. This card, I swear to you, I shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. And it has come out so many times, which is beautiful because we're ending cycles and we're creating space. Therefore, it's calling in new love or a recommitment from somebody, possibly from your childhood. Crazy energies here. I need tarot. Spirit, I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. Ace of Swords. I need to know. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want to clear the energy. For Virgo, please. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the zodiac sign of Virgo. In love, relationships, healing, connections, romance, whatever you want to bring, Spirit. Oh, bottom of the deck, the 8 of Cups with the 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Inspiration, the Moon, the Star. Yeah, see, you're shining. I'm being told to stop there. The Star. People are jealous of you because you're shining. You're doing good. Whatever you've done in your life, whatever healing you've done, whatever stories you've retold, you're shining like a star. But there is some kind of hidden knowledge here. There's something going on that's hidden because they're jealous. And the Queen of Wands sometimes is my mistress card. If you know that you're screwing around where you shouldn't be, it doesn't feel like that. But if you are, be aware that you could get caught. Trust your intuition. If you're out in public with somebody that's I don't know, though. It doesn't feel like it. But it came out, so when it comes out of my mouth, it's for at least one of you. If you think that you're not being seen in public with somebody that might not want to be seen in public, maybe somebody who, I don't know. I got this feeling again. 9 of material, 8 of emotion. Somebody who's walking away, finding their freedom, attracted to you, seeing you as the star. That's only for one of you. For others of you, the 8 of Cups to the 9 of materials. This is all about you leveling up. You got tired of not being the highest and best version of yourself, and you've done some kind of an inner work on yourself, and you've leveled up. You've walked away from things that don't serve you. You're going after your 9 of Cups and your 9 of materials. You are successful. And you're shining and as the star, and you're showing up as the Queen of Wands. Somebody's jealous. I'm going to see who. Spirit, tell me more about this situation. What are you trying to warn Virgo about in the month of December? What is the message you're trying to bring to Virgo in the month of December? What is the message that you are trying to bring to Virgo in the month of December? What is the message for Virgo in the month of December, please? All right. Woo-hoo-hoo. So, first card out that flew out is the 7 of Swords. Again, I'm telling you, there's somebody who's deceitful, who's envious, who's a liar. 7 of Materials, 6 of Cups. Knight of Voices, Queen of Voices. Bottom of the deck is the Page, Hangman, Temperance, Hierophant, 5. Okay, so because we're closing out cycles, I'm going to stop here. So there is a cycle. We got the world here. It is eclipse season. We are literally getting rid of, we're weeding our garden. Eclipses get rid of lessons, people, situations, friendships, romantic interests. It gets rid of things that no longer serve us. And it's making fresh energy for this new love. Could be self-love, could be love of somebody else. But there's a cycle that's completing where there was a lot of reflection. See this person? They were in their emotions and being forced. It's like no matter where they went, they were facing their inner self. Okay? This is about self in this deck. This person is refusing. Look at, they've got their back. They're turning away. They're not looking in the mirror. They're looking up. They're looking over. They're looking behind. They're looking down. They're looking kitty corner. They're looking everywhere but in the mirror. And then we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about higher learning. It's about spirituality. It's about a teacher. It's about traditions. It's about ancestral teachings. It's also about committed relationships. Take what resonates. Temperance is healing. It's balancing. It's alchemy. It's divine timing. And then we have the Hanged Man, which is taking time to reflect and gain clarity and see things with new, fresh eyes. Very spiritual, by the way. Pisces energy. Who do we got here for majors? So the only major we've got is the World, which is all the fixed signs. Let me look because I don't remember offhand. Fixed signs is Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. May matter, may not. But what I see here, and this could be you, but I don't think it is. Where these readings have been deep, you guys are making me really, really, really tap into my intuition. So sevens are all about the next move. It's about taking a pause, not a pause, but taking an account of where you are versus where you were and where you're headed. Seven of Swords, there is deception here. With the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like your abundance is coming in. Like you've been planting seeds, you've been weeding your garden, you've been working on self, you've leveled up. And somebody in your friendship circle, or it could be a love interest, was not facing their own mirror. Maybe you triggered them. Maybe you were mirroring something to them and they refused to look at it. They're looking anywhere and everywhere but in the mirror. Except for the one looking at her feet, looking into the emotions. I feel like whether this is you or somebody else, there's somebody who wasn't willing to look at themselves. They weren't willing to do the work. That's about to change. They're being very divinely guided with Hierophant, Temperance, Hanged Man. It's a lot of major arcana, all about balance, clarity, enlightenment, higher learning. I think somebody was unwilling to look at themselves. And then they were forced to. Now, this could be somebody you're with, because here's another mirror. That's Six of Emotions, Six of Cups, children. This could be somebody you knew from childhood. Doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't feel romantic yet, but it could be. Feels more about friendships, childhood friendships, people you grew up with, people you trust, that maybe it's time to cycle them out of your life. Maybe you've had a glow up and they haven't, because they haven't faced their mirror, but you did. And because of that, your heart chakra is open and you have built up, because I always see in this card, the heart is glowing and the solar plexus and sacral chakra, right, are also highlighted. as being open and lit up. So going in this hangman energy opened up the heart chakra and boosted the confidence. And I feel like it's you, but it could be you first. And then, if you've got somebody else, it could be that you trigger them. But I'm going to be honest, this feels like a friend. Feels like a friend. It feels like somebody in your social group that you grew up with, that you've known for years, that you think has your back. Trust your intuition when you're out in public, when you're with tribe, when you're with family. I do believe there's some backstabbing that's going to happen if you're not careful. Choose your friends wisely, right? Because you've invested in yourself and you've healed your inner child. You've healed the past. And they're watching you. Look at this. This is like your inner child, right? Because you faced that mirror. You looked to the past and you healed something. Your inner child. And here's somebody sitting down here looking at you, watching you, thinking about you. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords can be impetuous, sharp. They can say things that hurt. They can speak out of turn without thought. Or it could be just the opposite. It could be clear communication that can be cutting and abrupt. This might be how you're being asked to show up. Speaking your truth with that story, right? It says, speak your truth. You are safe to speak your truth. Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, healthy boundaries. Queen of Swords don't take shit from anybody. She's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and the beer koozie. She's leveled up and she knows her value. And she has very healthy boundaries. She doesn't let anybody into her inner circle that can harm her. And if somehow they show up, she can clearly stand up for herself and cut them right back out if she needs to. So this is the biggest message I'm getting from this. You've had a healing. You've leveled up. You're making more money. You're prettier. Your life is better. You probably had a friend group that was very low vibrational because you attracted them because you were also in that lack mentality. But now you've had a glow up. You've changed. You've healed. You've faced your mirror. You've cleansed your life. And there are those in your friendship circle that need to go because we are talking about eclipses. Things are not as they appear. Trust your intuition. Goosebumps, especially goosebumps. If something doesn't feel right, if something feels dark or deceptive, you know how you walk into a room and you can just tell that before you walked in it, people were talking about you? Don't let that knock you off of your healing. Show up for yourself. Things are coming into your life that you can celebrate, but you might have to weed your garden. You might have to clear out some old friendships that you know are the drama queens or kings, the ones that like to create chaos, the ones that, if they're talking about other people and gossiping, saying bad things about other people in front of you or to you, then you can be sure that they're doing that about you behind your back too. People like that are insecure and they're jealous and envious and deceitful. Don't participate and see the red flags. If they're doing that with other friends, they're probably doing it behind your back too. And this is spirits saying, you need to just get rid of. It's time to cycle out people that no longer serve you. because you've had a huge glow up with the Hierophant, the Temperance, and the Hanged Man. You looked at your demons. You cleared them out, and now you've yeah, look at this, death and rebirth. You've gone through a huge transformation and change. You've changed. You got another 5 here, 5 of Pentacles. You, at one point, were at a very low place in your life where you didn't feel loved. You didn't feel worthy, chosen. You felt ghosted. You felt lack, right? Maybe you were even poor, didn't make much money. And now, you know, you are the King of Wands. You are literally creating for yourself abundance because you invested in your healing. And somebody out there is not happy that they're losing you. They can feel it. They can feel they're losing you. I don't think this is romantic. So when I go over in the deep dive, we're going to take a look at who this person could be. Why are they jealous? How will you recognize them and get rid of them? But I'm also going to do a fresh spread for those who want a romance reading. So I'll take a look at divine masculine, divine feminine, or the masculine and the feminine potential for December. But for most of you over here in YouTube, because you know my Patreons, they're a little different vibe. They've done a lot of healing. That's why they're over there. They're investing in themselves and their healing. And so it'll be a little different over there. So if you're going to follow me over there, I will, in the beginning of that deep dive, I will take a look at who this person could be and what are they jealous of and how will you recognize them? What is your highest and best advice for that? For those of you who are already Patreons, and because this is going to affect you too, it's not that you're not in this. It's just that your relationship, romantic relationship, is not being spoken about here. This is all about your friendship. This is about your tribe. This is about getting rid of people who can't support the vibration. They can't be in the vibration you're in because they haven't looked in the mirror and done the inner work. And so during the eclipse season, you could lose a friend or two. And trust your intuition. Things are not as they appear. There is absolutely a fox in the hen house. Okay? Well, we're going to take a look at that for the whole group of you. And then I am going to do a romance spread for those who are looking for or already in a romantic situation. Okay, so if this is where we part, your highest and best advice is to trust your intuition. Look at your friendships, especially friendships that you've had for a long time, possibly since you were a child. School buddies, that kind of thing. You grew up in the same town. You hang out in the same places. You've been friends or acquaintances for a long time. Somebody is very jealous of you. And I think that Spirit's saying, if you listen to the stories they're telling in your presence about other people, you will realize the kind of person they are. And that will give you the red flag. You will understand who you need to create some distance and space with. And possibly even cycle right out of your life. Don't hang out with them. Don't participate with them. Don't, right? Because it's saying the lower the price of your love, the higher its value. People are valuing you because you've moved into unconditional love. And because of that, you're really, really leveled up. But you need to have your wits about you. And you need to be the Queen of Swords, healthy boundaries. Don't let anybody in that doesn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, trust that intuition. Okay? You got 3 sevens, by the way. You got 25, which breaks down to a 7. Twos also are about, so we got the 2 and the 5. Twos are about choices. Fives are about change and competition, conflict. It's about challenges. The chills is a 5. So you've got 3 sevens, 5 of Pentacles down here, 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. The chills card is a 5. Temperance is 14, breaks down to a 5. Hangman is a 3. Number 12. And then you've got the 6 of Cups, which is that children energy. This is probably somebody you've known for a while. And it could be even that they could be jealous because you're maybe dating. Maybe you found somebody new and you're dating and they're jealous because maybe they're not. Or maybe they see you being happy and they're not. So yeah, if this is where we part ways, just make sure you're watching your back. Listen to the way your friends circle talk about other people. Anybody that's catty or likes to gossip in a negative way about other people, in a way that's not building them up and talking good about them, if they're doing that to other people, they're probably doing it to you too. And it's going to give you a clue of who can or should be watched very warily and possibly even exercised with the eclipses right out of your friend circle. Because when you get rid of an old one, you receive new. And you've got new love here. That could be new friendships. This could be an old person you're dating too. It could be somebody you've known forever, you've been with forever. You could possibly be married to them with the Hierophant. Who knows? But if that's the case, boy, you need to be careful because they are not being honest and they are jealous. This could be an ex. This could be somebody you broke up with. And maybe they see you with somebody new and they're jealous. So trust your intuition. I'm going to pick this apart over in the extended. I want to know who this person is, because it's a collective reading. I can't get real specific, but I can get guidance. And so we're going to do that over there. And I'm also going to take a look at love and romance because I don't feel any love and romance here except for somebody that's new or somebody from the past coming back. And that could make other people jealous too. All right. So I love you. If this is where we part ways, have a beautiful, wonderful Christmas holiday season. Of course, I will be uploading more videos between now and then. I'm going live tonight to do the moon manifestation candle ritual and a guided message and collective energies, which is going to be probably more of the same for the collective. But hey, you know what? I'll see you there anyways. I love you. If this is where we part, then, have a wonderful, wonderful time. And for those who are following me over, let's get to the bottom of this, shall we? All right. I'll see you there if you're going. Namaste.